Hello everyone, this is Talk Time with Cynthia. I'm coming today. I want to speak on I want to continue my book. I know it's been a while, and like I just been dealing with some stuff, but this is my book, The Black Tax, and I just want to show you guys what it looked like. Okay. So, I started it. I started reading some of it. I'm just trying to wipe this book off. I started reading some of it, and so now I want to continue, and I'm hopeful that I can complete it. So, and give you more than one video on it before I post it. I'm gonna try to get like 3 videos so that you guys can have more of it. So, but yeah, so what I want to say, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to comment down below. Let me know what you like about it, if you like it, if you don't like it. And if you let me know that you don't like it, but you got to tell me why, and you got to be convincing as to your reason as to why you don't like this particular video. But I just feel like that I want to read this book so to shine light on the past so that we can come into the future and do better in the future. So when you find out how things got the way they are, then you know better how to fix it, right? And that's just like with anything in life. So the one thing I want to say, this video is for everybody. It's not just for the black people or African Americans or whatever. It's for everybody, so we can see how we got from point A to point B, right? And then to see how we can help make things better and make a better community, because the stuff that we're going through right now with this COVID-19, you never know when we're gonna need each other, right? You don't know, and that's what this platform is about. Getting us into a space to where we're already connected, so when something like this happens, we don't have to figure out how to get connected. Because I know from past situations where we as African American people, we know what it is to struggle. We know what it is to make it on small amounts. We know how to take nothing and make something big out of it, right? We know how to be at the base, at the bottom, and come up from that. And so now you have some people that's never had situations where they had to worry about how they were gonna pay their light bill, how they was gonna pay their water bill, how they was gonna pay their mortgage. And so we being gone through that already, and we're connected more as a community, as a neighborhood, as a city, as a state, as a world. Then if we're connected more, then it won't be so hard for us to look to our neighbor and say, I'm here. I know you dealt with that, and how can we come together to make our situation better? And once you connect with one another, then it makes it easier. Like they say, 2 is better than 1, right? So you can make it excuse me, on your own or without anybody, but 2 is better than 1. So let's just try to do more to make life easier for one another, right? So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna read this book. But I just wanted to put that out there, because I don't want it to come across like I'm reading a book that is against other people, other races. I just want to point some things out so we can move forward, right? Point some things out so we can move forward and make a better life for everybody, right? I realize that we this might not be of effect to like every single solitary people, but for the people who really want to move forward, really get past some stuff that's been back in olden days, and fast forward to where we are now, and just get all past all that, because it's enough for everybody to partake in. So anyway, let's go ahead and get to it. So now I'm reading. This book is about the black tax. Let's see. And then the portion I'm on page number 6, and then it says strategies for empowerment, right? Strategies for empowerment. So anyway, this is a southern accent, y'all, so deal with it. Okay, so now I'm getting ready to read. So it says, I hope the information in the black tax will, number 1, increase your knowledge and understanding of the enormity of the unjustified systematic financial costs that African Americans bore and still bear as a result of various forms of anti-black discrimination. And 2, better position you to engage in serious discussions about the economic effects of anti-black discrimination. Last, I hope the strategies for financial empowerment in part 3, section, I think that's 5. What is V, y'all, when it comes to the Roman numeral? I think it's 5 or either 4. Get your PhD will empower you to invest in your community, purchase goods and services from black enterprises, hire black workers, and deposit your money in black financial institutions. This will help our 1.2 trillion of annual spending more effectively circulate among black businesses, financial institutions, and consumers within the black community. Facilitate massive job creation and build wealth that will financially empower us, decrease our debt, and allow us to leave a legacy, right? So when I read that and I think about black businesses and people buying in black businesses, we're not talking about we want to take business from white people, but what we're saying is if we support black businesses, then there are businesses for not just the black people, but for everybody. So you just create jobs. Is what not businesses. I mean jobs. There's jobs not just for black people, but for everybody. So we have to think in that way, not in a way of we're trying to take business, because you got different. We're trying to take businesses from other businesses. That's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to create jobs, and so that people in those particular communities can work within their communities to better their community, right? And we can also, like I said, amongst business, there's different types of businesses. So it's not that we're gonna have a business that going on outdo somebody else's business although that might be the case, not on purpose, but just in a normal flow of things. But there's different type of business, so you don't have to worry about feeling like, okay, this business is gonna do this and that business is gonna do that, and then so what happens to my business? Well, no, what we're doing, we're creating jobs for people. So and it's not like we're gonna stay into our communities and just only buy from our own businesses, but we could go into other communities and buy from things that we need from them, and then they can come over to our community and buy things that they need from us, right? Just like back in the olden days, how when you had people, one person had grain, because that's what their business was, and then another person had the vegetables because that's what their business was, and then another person had livestock. So and what we did, we went over, and traded in grain and in vegetables and in livestock. So it wasn't like we were paying money. And of course, we're in a different time. I do realize that. But what I'm saying is, if we take that same analogy and be like, you have what I need over here, so I'm going to go, and shop at your store over here, whether it is in the black community or not, or whether it is in the white community or not, right, or Caucasian or whatever you want to call it. And then we trade amongst each other, so it's not like people are losing business, but we are creating jobs for people to have a better life. Okay, so let me continue to read, and then it says, as is the case with all serious. And okay, let me go back and read that one part. So it says, facilitate massive job creation and build wealth that will financially empower us, decrease our debt, and allow us to leave a legacy, right? Everybody want to leave a legacy for their children, so you can't take that away from people, their right to do that, right? And it says, as is the case with all serious and productive discussions about the financial impact of discrimination against Black Americans, it is wise to consider the following. So I just want to make sure that my platform is just out of love, right? Everything I do on this platform is out of love. It's out of trying to connect and reconnect or whatever, and or have a different connection. So and that's why this is by no means racist approach anything or any of that. I'm just trying to show you how we got where we are, right? Okay, so now it says, let me read that again. It says, as is the case with all serious and productive of discussions about the financial impact of discrimination against Black Americans, it is wise to consider the following. Okay, these are the things that we have to consider, right? Your feelings and personal experience are valid. However, if you are not the bearer of this tax, especially a Black American, resist putting your feelings, experiences, perceptions, intentions, discomfort, or guilt above the actual cost to and effect on those who do bear the taxes. So remember that if it's not your experience, we understand, but find out the truth. Don't just have knowledge that you think that that somebody told you that it's the truth. Find out the truth for yourself. connect with us and see, and you will see the difference. And I'm gonna say this: there's bad in every race, so and there's things to be feared in every race. So, but in our race, it seems to be blown out of proportion when it comes to our race. So I'm gonna just put that out there. So, but making a connection with us is easy. You see a kind face, you go over, you walk, and you say, "Hey, how you doing?" Anything like that. Even sometimes, like with me, I have a face. It's not like a face that smiles. I'm gonna show you. See this? So I look like I might be a mean person, but I'm not. And if you approach me and you're nice, you're kind or whatever, and you say, "Hey, I have a question. I'm like, "Oh, yes." Like, and so sometimes you can't read a book by its cover. You have to walk up and say, "Hey," or whatever, and even us as black people, we need to do our part too, of trying to connecting with people and saying, "Hey, how you doing?" And sometimes you just have to take that chance to do that. I mean, you got to start somewhere, right? Okay, so that was the first thing. Okay, then the second thing is the vast majority of present day discrimination is deeply ingrained and often occurs in an unconscious manner. See, sometimes we don't even mean to do it. Okay, so I'm going to stop talking and read y'all because I know that's probably driving y'all crazy. The vast majority of present-day discrimination is deeply ingrained and often occurs in an unconscious manner. It functions with or without participation, awareness, or consent. Your potential lack of awareness does not equal a lack of existence. It simply means that you are not aware of it. So the only way I feel like you be aware is that you have that conversation, right? And then it says the cost, and then the next one is the costs are real and have had and still have a devastating effect on the ability of Black Americans as a whole to accumulate the resources necessary to leave a significant inheritance for your children's children. And the next one says, the past matters. The past matters. Your ability to retire with security or fund your children's college education depends on actions and investments that you, your family, or society made many years ago. Black Americans' current ability to leave a legacy for their children and to create thriving businesses and healthy communities was impaired by hundreds of years of continuous discriminatory practices, right? Remember, practices, right? And then it says the financial resources extracted from and or denied to Black Americans or reinvested. Let me read that because I'm not comprehending. It says the financial resources extracted from and or denied to Black Americans were invested in institutions, corporations, organizations, and a society that prioritize the economic, political, and social welfare of white Americans above all others. And white Americans benefited wealthier what wealth what whether or not Okay, white Americans benefited whether or not they were aware of it or approved of it, right? And then the next one says the effect of those discriminatory actions will not this will not this dissipate. Y'all, I'm working with these words, y'all. Will not dissipate until the amount of work invested in dismantling anti-black discrimination is equivalent to the amount of work invested in establishing and maintaining it, right? So you got to put the same amount of work in it took to tear it down, to build it up, right? And it says, and then it says, ultimately, we must understand that this is not about whether people are good or bad. That's not what it's about, right? People are as good or bad as their actions, and good people have always done bad things when there are incentives to do so. If you create a mindset based on a perception that there are not enough resources for everyone, and y'all, let me tell you, there is enough resources for everyone. You understand? And there's ways to create enough resources for everyone, and that's by getting black businesses, creating jobs in the black community for the black people, for whatever other race that want to come over and get jobs, right? And then by the black people moving to their community and working and bettering their community, then it free up jobs in y'all community. You understand what I'm saying? So those are the things you have to think about and make it make sense in your mind, right? So and there's not enough resources for everyone, or that some people are intrinsically more deserving of resources than others. People will find ways to rationalize accumulating resources for themselves at the expense of others, despite their moral code, faith, or creed. Okay, so it's all about survival, right? And so, and then we our morals suffer, or our code and our faith suffer, creed, how we stand for something. And then when times get tough, then we kind of, okay, so it's my fault no more. So you have to be careful with that too, right? Oh, so then it says Black American and other interested parties. It is my hope that after reading about the cumulative effect of generations of conscious and unconscious anti-black biases that have created a discriminatory tax on Black Americans in almost every area, real estate, the automotive market, the job search, online commerce, banking and business financing, it will make you strongly consider and then ultimately prioritize commercializing black enterprise and institutions, and not commercializing businesses when at all possible that do not invest in you. Okay, so, and I know maybe some of you guys are saying, why can't we help ourselves? Why can't we do it for ourselves? Okay, so there is some things that we should do for ourselves. There are some things that you have to help yourself, because at the end of the day, there's nobody that's going to help you. But at the same time, we pay taxes. Look at this sun, y'all. We pay taxes. We don't have a choice, right? And so it's just like, when I go to the store, they don't say, okay, you black, we ain't gonna help you. So these taxes on these this dress or this food or whatever, you don't have to pay it. We have to pay taxes. So if our taxes is collected at the end of the day, then within the city that we're in, then the city owe us city development too. You understand what I'm saying? It's not that we're going to go collect food stamps, we're going to go collect welfare. And let me roll it back. Any race, if you down, you're going through some stuff, and there's help, government help that you can get it. I ain't saying go in there and lay on it and stay on there for 10, 20 years. I'm saying use it as a crutch. Use it as a stepping stone to get from point A to point B. Because you got some people who are 10, 20 years of welfare recipient, not talking about people who are disabled. We ain't talking about them, because then you got that. And it's just, and the thing is, I just feel like we just have to be kind one to another, so that we don't be so judgmental in those areas, because we don't know the situation, right? And then and be more helpful than judgmental and than harmful, So, but you just have to be considerate and consider all things when you are approaching a situation, right? And you can only control what you can do. You can't control what other people do, right? And just do your part and make sure that your part is done. And when we make sure our own part is done and we do whatever it is that we could do, then we won't have to worry about other people. And sometimes, other people will be like, okay, so they doing this, shoot, let me do this. Let's like, I started painting my house, and then so you see other people doing this, doing that. I dug up my mailbox, right? I put me another better mailbox because it was rusty. And my neighbor said, dog, well, y'all mailbox look good. Let me paint mine. He didn't dig his up out the ground, but he painted his mailbox. You know what I mean? So it's things like that. When people see one person do better, then they automatically want to do better. Kind of like when you fix something in your house, you're like, oh, that's nice. That stainless steel refrigerator look nice. Let me go get a stove to match. Like that. And then like because we did all stainless steel in my kitchen, right? And then so then we noticed the range up top. The thing up top that the vent that pulls the heat out. We was like, oh my goodness. So this is a different color. So now we look into, y'all, my allergies is so crazy, and I do apologize. We looking to change that too. So that's kind of like how things work. You do better, and then people sometimes will follow suit, right? Because and then we started doing, and then I noticed my neighbor down the street, they pulled out their carpet and put down new floors or whatever, And so, but but thing is, just do your part, and your part have an effect on somebody else to do their part. And then, and far as seeing people in a way, and I know this is kind of a little bit off the subject, and seeing people in a way, and they might say something out of sorts, and you might want to say, hey, say something. They might say something negative about another race, and you say something positive, and that's just a start, to make a difference, of doing things in a different way, so that we can make our community and our world and our city better. You just got some cities that's just like, I don't know, they're just good. and like they got some cities in Virginia and well, just have like a beautiful cities. So anyway, but that's kind of off the subject, but just to say that just to do better. So anyway, y'all, so that was it for that. And so I'm gonna be putting out more than one video this time. So but yeah, let's just try to do better and use strategies for empowerment to empower other people, other communities, right? And to know what happened, how we got the way. Cause I'm so sure that people from other races wonder how things happen the way, how we got to the point that we are so against one another. And I don't think it's like so many of us that's against one another. I just think that propaganda. I think I said it right. Is put out in the media, and they just keep it going. But we within our communities just need to make that different and just not listen to what the media say and the stuff that the media put out. Because like for African Americans, they put out all the bad, all the robberies, all drugs and this and that. And that's not who we are. Just like they want to put out racism, hate, and all the other stuff for white people. And I'm not saying that some of that is not going on, right? But not on a huge scale, the way they try to put out there, that propaganda that they try to put out there. So if we could connect more in our communities, then we'll know that to be true, right? So let's just reach across the great divide and find out, and just within your neighborhood, do something different. And y'all, I'm talking about myself too, because honestly, it is not easy to make that connection, right? It's not easy, but if we want better, we have to do that. We have to do that, right? Just like my neighbors over here. I'm gonna turn the thing on. See my neighbors? Just like my neighbors over here. You got the house over here, and then you got that house over there. We haven't said nothing to each other yet, but we need to. You understand what I'm saying? We really need to make that connection. And it's not easy when that's not the norm. That's not what we used to. We gotta make a difference, right? So, okay. So anyway, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. Comment down below if there's something that you don't understand that I'm talking about, or you want to say, what are you talking about? And just make sure you be respectful and kind. Of course, that says that in the comment section already. So, and the only people that we want to comment is people who know how to be respectful, who not saying mean and ugly things. So this is not what this platform is all about. This platform is about love, peace, and understanding, and just embracing people within their own culture, and not to change nobody, not to make nobody, just to make sure that we're being respectful one to another, right? So anyway, don't forget to let your family and friend know what Girl Scent is doing. We try to keep it popping over here on the positive side. You know what I mean? With love, peace, understanding, and compassion. Okay? And y'all, I know I did a video the other day. I wasn't really feeling myself, but today I feel freaking amazing. And I thank God for it, right? I give him glory, because I'm telling you, this medication that they got me on, girl, sometimes it takes me to a place, but I thank God that I got y'all to talk to and give this information to, because a lot of times when you're going through something and you working on somebody else and take the attention off yourself and put it on somebody else to help somebody else, it makes a difference. So if you're going through something, turn your attention to somebody else and help somebody else, and I guarantee you that you will feel a whole heck of a lot better. I love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye. Bye. Love you. Love you. Love you. Love you. Love you. Bye.